Sup shitters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SB Reviews, where today we are going to be listening to a few tracks from an act named Neutrophic from their latest EP titled Musical Paradise. Switching over to here, you'll see I have switched to a dark theme on my Music Bee software, which is nicer to look at, I think, and is better for me to work with if I'm doing a late night session. But we're going to listen to there are 5 songs on this EP, but we're listening to 3 of them. They're 3 original tracks. We're going to listen through Musical Paradise, Lost in the Melodies, and Devotion from start to finish, and we're going to hear what we think. So let's go. Oh man, those synths, the attitude that is brought forward.
Musical Paradise.
Sorry, can I? Oh, it is just that loud, is it? Okay. Oh man, that's crazy. It is so loud. Shit. That's a vibe. Like straight away, that is a vibe with those accented quarter note kicks. Very, very strong in your face bass synth there as well. Lots of distortion to it. Lots of aggression. It's really badass tone to it overall. And a nice little build here going back into another drop. Oh, some really hardcore stuff going on here. I like that. Again, it's a very similar tonality to the bass synths so far, but the drums and percussion have been changing. We've had these builds and drops and changes in the tension, and it's kept things very interesting. Oh, that's a very pretty little harmony they had going there for a minute. Okay, and we've got a little bit of a now this is very important. We got straight into the hard stuff. We immediately got into those really hard kicks and that bass. And I think we might have had a pattern there somewhere in those occasional tail end high-pitched melodic synths. Well, not high-pitched, just like there was more of the high mid frequencies than we had before, apart from the glistening on those bass synths. And the drum samples are really cool to listen to. Whatever Neutrophic is using for that, it's very professional.
Dedicated from the start. A journey without an end. From the innermost of my heart, let the energy transcend.
Innermost of my heart, let the energy transcend. Musical Paradise. Cool, so this is straight from the heart, my dude.
Together, our hearts will synchronize to the rhythm of each other. A musical paradise.
Cool. It's really nice to have this. I don't know whether that's Neutrophic himself or someone he's working with to sort of do that vocal sample, but it's the vocal recording there is actually one of the best I've heard. There's a really lovely texture to what's being to the sound of it, you know? This is a fairly impressive example of music production here. This sounds like it would be from like a major label or something like that. It does sound like a musical paradise to though. Especially with these happy hardcore rave elements that are coming in here. Okay, we're bringing it up again. Got some filter work going on there. That's cool. And going up to the sky with this synth. Okay. Sidechain, good. Put his album out up high, eh? Yeah, that's the dude there. Dedicated from the start, yep. I love this major turn here. It gets away from the animosity of the drop and becomes something really positive and vibrant. Colorful and fun. Almost goes a little bit chiptuned for a minute.
As we stand together, our hearts will synchronize to the rhythm of each other. A musical paradise.
And it just continues. Those those are really interesting kick drums. I'm still not quite used to how they sound because I'm just so used to more of a thud, but it's nice to hear a different type of low end groove like that. It just continues, dude. It's euphoric. Oh, charming. And you got these arpeggios happening with a very sweet, tender tonality to them. And some filter work going with those too. Very impressive EP, actually. I'm blown away by what Neutrophic's been able to accomplish here. I'm very happy to be listening to this. The next track we've got, Lost in the Melodies, also features Ankle Breaker. So just to note, Lost in the Melodies. Oh yeah, again, you can tell this has been mastered within the same EP because there's a similar response. Oh shit, that's really cool. That was a fun little occurrence there. Okay, and a build. Oh, I was expecting it to get heavy there, but then of course it already sounded kind of heavy before I got there. So it was like a fake out, you know? And that's kind of cool. We're not just rolling with the expected activities here. We're messing with the listener's expectations. And that's really important when you want to stand out as an artist in this genre. Complete vibe change. Again, it's a very tender vocal melody there by the vocalist. Very different to Musical Paradise, and I think it's good to have that range. Something I've also noticed about Neutrophic, whether or not, you know, like, you don't have a quiet, sort of chilled introduction to these songs. There's no intro core, it's straight to the main concept of it. There is no time wasted with Neutrophic, and I think that's the power of the expertise being shown here with this EP. Is that a vocoder or a vocal synth that's going with the singing there? Because I think that's a nice additional layer to the second half of the verse. Hey, fun. Cool. Break. Instrumental break. Good. Now, they're kind of teasing and playing with my expectations again, because I keep thinking, wait, are we going to go boom, but they don't. They're really sort of screwing with me a little bit, and I like that. It's fun. They're making you work for it. Is this going to be it? Because it's not frustrating, because it sounds cool. The reason I say it sounds cool, I need to elaborate on that, is primarily because of just how interesting these melodies are, how much energy they have to them, the charisma, the competency within the vocal performance, as well as everything making musical sense. There we go. Cool. So it was worth it. That's the payoff, man. That's the climax. I mean, I can't dance for anything, but like, it makes me want to dance. And that's the power of music like this when it's done well, is that it makes you want to groove along to it. Dude, this wouldn't be lost in a lot of the stuff I was listening to in the early 2010s. You know, like this. I'm not saying that it's been done before, but what I'm saying is this is capable of doing quite well, I think. And that slow build. So like they're just touring the world together, lost in the melody. They're just in sync with one another. They're just going to an alternate dimension together because of the music, and I love that. I think it's fantastic. It's a lovely concept. It's a fantastic story being told. Again, they're just flying high together, and it's kind of mirrors, I think, what it's meant to feel like when you listen to music like this, when you're just in that moment and you're one with the song. And that's the effect, again, of when music like this is done well, it just, you know, you forget you're listening to a song. That was charming. We've got that was Neutrophic and Ankle Breaker. And yep, that was another really solid original track from you know, Neutrophic and Ankle Breaker as well. It's really well done. I love how he's integrating all these different tonalities and influences together to create something that's stylistically cohesive. And like, quite honestly, this is not stuff that's easy to make. It may sound like there's only a few different instruments, but the amount of music theory required to fully understand how this music works, to be able to create it, and it, not including the mixing and mastering. This is no amateur hour stuff. This is the real shit. Neutrophic's really good at this. I can't really fault this. I think that this is very authentic from what I've heard of the genre, and I would not be surprised if I didn't hear this on like big mixes at some point. Devotion, number 3. It's kind of a shame that there's only... it's just a shame, you know, like,
when I fell in love.
the reason I say it's a shame because I would love to hear an album from this guy, but then I also know that it's an incredible amount of work to do an album. Sometimes just having an EP is where you want to start, and then from there, if there's a good response, you make an album, obviously. But yeah, that's the mistake a lot of people make, is that they think, hey, you know what I need to do is make an album. No, because you want to make a song. And if people like your song, then that's what matters. If people like your song, then they might like an EP. You know what I mean?
Hard style, but yet I felt more blasted than I've ever been.
I want to go back to the start of this. Hang on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Music B. Neutrophic. I want to go back to the start of this because I think I got distracted by talking. Staccatoed strings.
I wasn't drunk when I fell in love with hard style, but yet I felt more blasted than I've ever been.
Fun vocal modulation there. Again, no intro chord, just straight into it. Oh, this is different again. With that punchy kick is what I've been longing for, and it's here, and it's different to what I was expecting. Oh wow. I don't know if I'm allowed to say how I feel on YouTube.
The lasers painted the air above. The pounding.
See, this is cool. He's describing the situation where he fell in love with the style of music, and you can imagine it from the different sound effects and Foley there. Dude, this is some wild stuff,
Bass
man.
went through my chest, and the melodies reached my very soul.
It's so chaotic, but it's also so formula. What I mean by formula is you can tell this guy was putting thought into the drops and how he wanted them to sound. There is repetition of the different rhythms within each of the separate synthesizers. but it's also so chaotic because these things are blasting at you, man. You got like lasers and kicks and all that kind of stuff. It's meant to get you hype, and it does. Oh, there's a bass. What I also like about this is how well, like, you can tell that music is produced well when they keep that bass resonance of a sub under control, like a sub oscillator. It's not an easy thing to do, to compress that in the way where it doesn't go, you know. But when they've got it, they've got it.
Drunk when I fell in love with hardstyle. I was completely sober, completely aware. The lasers painted the air above. The pounding bass went through my chest, and the melodies reached my very soul. From that moment, I devoted my heart to this music, and my heart is here to stay.
Lovely reverb on their vocals, man. I love the story that's being told. I assume that is Neutrophic that's speaking. It's so cool hearing this angle as well, this story. You know, it kind of explains why there's such a passion for this music, because the passion comes through so clearly within the actual music itself. Like, you can tell that Neutrophic really cares about the music he's making. By the amount of precision and all the different features to it. Kind of reminds me of the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song for some reason. I know there's a lot of synth melodies like this in this type of music though. It's a welcome addition to what we had at the start. Oh, is this a key change or something like that?
I wasn't drunk when I fell in love with hardstyle. I was completely sober, completely aware.
How are we going to change things this time? You never know.
I devoted my heart to this music, and my heart is here to stay.
Again, repeating that musical theme that was in a previous drop, I think, but maybe with a different key stick. Oh, some nice filter work there. Not quarter note groove. Pop, 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 pop. And then fade out. Wow, that was criminal how short that was. You know, like, again, it's a 5-track EP. I think the other 2 are remixes, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, I apologize. But these 3 originals are very strong. You know, Neutrophic, with Ankle Breaker featuring, you know, not necessarily featuring. I mean, like, it was Neutrophic and Ankle Breaker for Lost in the Melodies. But these tracks are very strong. You know, the product, I couldn't really fault anything with the production side of things. A clear understanding of music theory and what's required to make an interesting song. It was great that we had the changes in energy levels for each track. It wasn't just hard the whole time. I know that's something that's like a given in music like this nowadays, but still, there's occasionally, people can sometimes drag it a bit too far, or maybe not even bother to have a transition at all, and it can be a shame. And we didn't have any of those blunders with Musical Paradise. Really, really awesome tune with all 3. Really, it's a very complete sounding EP, and I think it does highlight a lot of the different influences that Neutrophic appears to have. I haven't really got much else to say about that. I think that a lot of it was self-evident within the music itself, as well as what I've said throughout each of the 3. You know, again, just have a listen to this music for yourself. I don't think you'll regret it. I certainly did not regret listening to this music at all. This is honestly music that I would probably have, like, if I wanted to get pumped for a party or something like that. Or, like, it's music that you could listen to if you're in a bad mood and it would cheer you up. And I think most importantly, if people are looking for music which kind of suits the vibe of the genre of music that this is part of, I think this does it incredibly well. That's effectively my review of these 3 tracks from the Musical Paradise EP from Neutrophic. If you hopefully you enjoyed this review and the music. If you did, please do go show Neutrophic some love via his various social medias, and I'm assuming that this will be on Spotify and other platforms at this point. If not, I apologize, but I think I remember seeing it was coming out this month. And stay cool, stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you next review. Spider hands up.